Hello. By popular request of a friend, I'm making a video about something that's neat. And the thing that's neat today is right behind me. It's lighthouses. Now, lighthouses are pretty fascinating things because they can both be beacons of safety and they can also be beacons of stay away. This lighthouse that's behind me was built in the 1930s and it was opened shortly afterwards, but it was damaged during World War II, and then it was restored in 1946 and then opened back up to the public. Here in Taiwan, this is the only lighthouse that is open to the public, and people are allowed to go inside. However, it is before 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's not open to the public yet. But like I said, lighthouses are very fascinating because they are beacons of safety that most people always know. If you see a lighthouse in the middle of the night while you're in the ocean, you know you are safe because land is near. However, it is that paradox of it being not safe as well, because if you are a sailor, you do not want to be near land. If you see a lighthouse, you do know you are getting close to home, but you also know there are sharp rocks getting close, and that could damage your ship and then send you to a not so excellent ending. And it's that paradox that's very interesting, because if you see a lighthouse, it does mean safety of you are getting close to home, but it also means there is danger because there is rocks. If you are a sailor, you do not want to be piloting your ship into rocks anytime soon. So that's pretty fascinating how lighthouses can be both a beacon of safety and also a warning of stay away. I recently saw the movie Moana 2, and spoiler alerts, it's alright. The first one is better. And a detail I liked in the movie was how they depicted island hopping being such a cultural important thing to the Polynesian people, mostly because it is. But one of the details I really liked in it was the very start of the movie, so again, no spoilers, but when Moana gets on top of the mountain and she blows her conch, trying to get attention of anybody. And it really made me think about these lighthouses behind me, how they are there to get the attention of anybody. But if you were a sailor in the Pacific Ocean, you really would get a scope and scale for how vast it is and how empty it is. And again, hearing a sound or seeing a light, it is reassuring to know that home is close. But don't get too close, otherwise you might cut yourselves on the rocks. So like I was saying, in the movie Moana 2, the opening scene, Moana blows a conch, trying to find where people are in the Pacific Ocean. And if you look behind me, the Pacific Ocean is pretty big, so it is difficult to find people once they get out there. But that's one of the wonderful things about lighthouses, and that's why I think they're super neat. They are a beacon of letting people know where you are, and it's pretty cool that they can exist for such a long time. Pretty much as long as we've had ships going in the ocean and maritime trade being a thing, we've had lighthouses, because it's important to, again, communicate with people and let them know that this is a safe place, or the opposite, this is a place you need to stay away from. Because again, if you are a captain, do not want to pilot your ship into rocks. This is a beacon of safety where you are getting close to home, but it's also the opposite where it's talking about this is a dangerous place, you need to stay away and stay safe. And that's why I think lighthouses are so neat. They've existed for a very long time, they have a very important role to play, but they can symbolize two things. It can symbolize a beacon, it can symbolize a signal for safety, and it can signal the idea of home. But it can also be the opposite, where again, it's the idea of it is dangerous here. You need to stay away. And I think that's pretty neat. Here in the Pacific Ocean, it's a very, very large space. You don't want to crash into something that you could have missed. Something else about lighthouses that I think is pretty neat is how no matter where you are in the world, they're pretty much all the same design. It's a tall tower with a light at the top. What more do you need? It's a simple design, and it's been around since, well, man has had maritime trade. It's something that's needed to ensure safety. It's something that's needed to ensure navigation. And again, it's something where it's like we pretty much nailed it on the first design, because there's not a whole lot you can improve in it. Sure, you can make it more stylized and you can make it a little bit different. In America, we usually have these more artistic-y, sort of colorful lighthouses, whereas here in Taiwan, pretty much it's white on white, and that's not bad. It's, again, it's an artistic thing, and it's a self-expression sort of thing. This is very, very visible, and it's very, very good at what it does. Because, again, when it comes to lighthouses, you have to really hand it to the people who designed it. They pretty much nailed it on the first try. People always try to innovate and always try to invent something new, but with lighthouses, it's pretty much get a big light and put it up somewhere high. And I think it's pretty neat how they were able to get that design pretty much day one. And these things have lasted for a very long time. Like I said, this lighthouse, it was damaged in World War II, and then it was fixed in 1946, and then opened up to the public in 1946. And aside from, it being before 8 o'clock in the morning, it is open to the public every single day, except Monday, because they have inspections on Monday. So if you're ever in Taiwan, come along the North Coast. It's pretty hard not to miss this one, and give it a visit, because it really is worth it. Now you might be thinking, Kevin, there are ways to improve on lighthouses. We didn't get it on the first try. In fact, a lot of people have difficulty seeing bright lights high up on a space, because what about storms? And yeah, that is true, but that's where the little bit of innovation that I think comes in, where it's actually good. And that's what's to the left of me and to the right of me somewhere. We got sonar and we got radar. These things are pretty much the trifecta of navigation safety. We have lighthouses, which get our visual safety. We've got the radar, we got the radar over there, which gets our radio safety, and then we got the sonar over here, which gets our sound safety. So again, if you can't find yourself and you feel lost in the ocean, good news. There are safety nets and those sort of protections in place. So I guess I retract my statement about us getting lighthouses right on the first try, but it is something where it's just improving and the safety net. And now I've got the lighthouse in the middle of the heart, because I think lighthouses are pretty neat this week. Sure, we've got radar and sonar looking out for sailors as well, making sure they stay safe. But I think it's the humble lighthouse, which has been around for such a long time, that really deserves the praise that it has earned. It holds a significant cultural place in many countries that have oceans and maritime trade, and that's something that's really good. But like I said earlier, I think it's pretty neat how lighthouses can symbolize those two things, safety and also danger. So next time someone yaps on about how lighthouses, oh, they're a symbol of safety and a beacon of hope, I want you to also maybe consider, well, maybe they symbolize danger and, stay away. It might be an interesting way of looking at things in a different way. But let me know how that goes for you guys. And also, thank you so much for all the views on the past couple of videos. It's really been surprising. I'm glad that there's a lot of engagement. And also, welcome the new subscribers. I know there's quite a few people joining me, but whoever you are, thank you so much for coming. And I didn't expect you to come by, but I certainly am glad that you're here. And I hope you are as well. And I will see you guys next week when I talk about something else that's neat.